13, number 7, here we go. Determine whether each of the following is an example of discretionary fiscal policy action. Of a discretionary fiscal policy action. The word discretion means by choice, okay, or discretionary means by choice. So in letter A recession occurs and government-funded unemployment compensation is paid to laid-off workers. You might be thinking, well, there was a choice to set up that plan, but that is not related to the layoffs or the recession occurring. That was, this will be an exogenous kind of thing. It's from outside of this event because it was already done. This is not discretionary fiscal policy. It is fiscal policy because it's related to tax and spending, but it's not discretionary. It wasn't done by choice. In your book, you might have read, I hope, this is what's called an automatic stabilizer. I think we mentioned it in our discussion as well in the videos. An automatic stabilizer is this thing where when the economy is going south or north, but generally south, when the economy is going south, it has a bit of a floor to it, or the momentum of the decline is not as bad as it otherwise might be, because in this example, when people are able to collect unemployment insurance, they're getting some money in their pockets, so consumption is continuing to some extent. Whereas if they weren't, if there was no unemployment insurance system, people wouldn't have any income, so their consumption would increase even more dramatically. And also, people who still had jobs would be holding on to their pay even tighter, and that would cause recessions to be likely to be deeper and steeper. So this isn't discretionary fiscal policy. This is an automatic stabilizer. Letter B, Congress votes to fund a new jobs program designed to put unemployed workers to work. Well, if the Congress is voting to do it, that means they're making a choice around an event. So this is discretionary policy, discretionary fiscal policy. Letter C is a trick question in a way. Shouldn't be a trick, but it might be. The Federal Reserve decides to reduce the quantity of money in circulation in an effort to slow inflation. So you're saying, well, they're doing something, but that would mean you hadn't honed in on to all those times I was saying how it's my pet peeve that there's a difference between this fiscal policy and monetary policy. This is discretionary monetary policy. This is not discretionary fiscal policy, so it's a no. The Federal Reserve conducts our monetary policy. The government conducts our fiscal policy. Letter D, under powers authorized by an act of Congress, the President decides to authorize an emergency release of funds for spending programs intended to head off economic crisis. So here we're talking about discretion of the president. So this is discretionary fiscal policy. So that wraps up 13.7.